I'm Brent Barnett on Brownfield Ag News, reporting from the 2024 Iowa Farm Bureau annual meeting. We're talking now on Brownfield with Iowa Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson. Brent, thanks a lot for joining us here. How you doing today?
Very good. You know, annual meeting's always such a great time. The weather's fantastic. A lot of members are showing up, ready to go.
What an exciting time for you guys. What do you think is going to be some of the main focus points this week for your members?
Yeah, you know, the annual meeting, we're always very celebratory of our members and the programs that they get involved in. And one thing that we're doing different this year, it's a nice addition to our annual meeting. We're bringing in our President's Conference here to commingle these two opportunities for our presidents to get involved and to celebrate the things that they get involved in, local leadership on the counties all across the state. So it's really this year especially a little more celebratory.
So on the agenda this year, you have American Farm Bureau Federation President Zippy Duval here. What are you hoping to hear from President Duval regarding issues in agriculture?
Yeah, well, you know, this entire year, President Duval's been talking about the value of the county farm bureaus and the leadership qualities out of county presidents across the entire country. So I'm certain we're going to hear messages about that. And there's probably also going to be some lead in about the new administration and secretary positions and what are those opportunities to make an impact and move agriculture forward as we set in this new administration. Of course, you know, that includes Farmville and energy policies and all these other things as well.
Of course, you mentioned there some secretary positions. Just within the last month, we did learn that the nominee for Secretary of Agriculture is Brooke Rollins. Any thoughts there on that nominee at this time?
Yeah, I'm excited to actually meet her. I know she actually, I think, met with Senator Ernst yesterday, possibly. So she's certainly making the rounds. And she's no stranger to Farm Bureau. She came from Texas. I know I've talked with my counterparts in Texas, and you know they've met with her a couple times prior to her appointment here as the Secretary of Agriculture. So I'm really anxious, eager, excited to meet her and see what her thoughts are in navigating, you know, the modernization issues around agriculture and energy policies. And, you know, we'll talk about trade. We'll talk about all kinds of things with her. So I'm really excited for it.
One other item we've been hearing about with President-elect Trump's administration is some of these tariff threats of late. Is that something that Iowa Farm Bureau has been keeping an eye on?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, there is a history there, of course, you know, so we've seen some of that through his first administration. And, of course, some of these tariff conversations with Canada, Mexico, China, some of these things, we're certainly paying attention to it. As of right now, we're monitoring, seeing where we can actually make a real impact. You know, how he's going to navigate those conversations are up to him, and we will deal with what we need to out of the outcomes of those meetings. But hopefully it all translates into positive trade, moving more of our products, bringing value back to the farm gate again. I mean, that's ultimately everybody's expectation here.
Work on the Farm Bill this year. It sounds like, as we're here in mid-December, maybe an extension, another extension is likely of the 2018 legislation.
Yeah.
Were you wanting to see a new 5-year farm bill passed this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that does still remain a priority, is to get a farm bill passed yet this year. Will that happen? How is that going to happen? It's looking a little murky, to be honest with you. The language that Senator Stabenow brought out, most of that was actually really good, but the remainder of her language was serious. Had some serious challenges that we really need to spend some time navigating, and we're running out of days. So with the new leadership coming in, it's looking like we'll be dealing with a farm bill in the next general session. But with that said, we're not letting our foot off the gas either. We do have expectations to get it passed just as soon as possible.
What would be some of your priorities or what you would like to see in the next farm bill?
Yeah, well, absolutely. So, you know, modernizing the floor price, reference prices, and making sure that we keep crop insurance and some of those management tools that are so fundamental to the Farm Bill and really have a meaningful impact at everybody's farm gate. But one thing that is maybe a little nuanced with this current language out of the House deals with the concept of interstate commerce, Proposition 12, those kinds of things. So to shore up those issues so that we can navigate state by state legislations so that it doesn't impact livestock production on any standards is really going to be a key to put into the Farm Bill or any piece of legislation that we can get here.
One last issue I want to ask you about, Brent. Highly pathogenic avian influenza. Some cases have recently just popped back up in Iowa. Is this an issue that Farm Bureau really is in tune with? And what are you speaking with poultry and livestock producers about?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, whether it's high path or any of the other livestock diseases at all, I mean, that is certainly an engagement point for us as well as our members. You know, we've got a couple new cases here now, just the last couple weeks up in Northwest Iowa. And, you know, we've been here. We know what to do. We know what to expect. And the poultry industry, the turkey industry has really done a phenomenal job in finding workable pathways. It's not comfortable, but it is workable. And then as we deal with, you know, potentially other livestock issues, the health of our animals, the way that farmers are able to take care of their livestock and their production, their operations for generations upon generations, that is truly fundamental to what we do, and we're in support of any way we can.
Thanks a lot for the time here. Hope you have a good meeting this year.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brent.
Again, that's Iowa Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson, and I'm Brent Barnett on Brownfield Ag News, reporting for Agri America, and we're at the 2024 Iowa Farm Bureau Annual Meeting in Des Moines.